Now who wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out of? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world.
What's up everybody? This is Ted Karras of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincy Hat, and you're watching Bengals and Brews.
You are watching Bengals and Brews!
We are? Hell yeah!
Well, we're on it. I'm kind of watching. I'm watching my own screen. And I'm on the
I'm watching it too, man. I'm watching it too. But you know what I love watching? Our guy, Shemar Stewart, practicing at training camp. That's what I love watching. That's what I fucking love watching.
So since our show ended Friday, we take full credit. We got the Shemar deal done. We were saying, hey, this needs to get done. They don't want it to be a wasted year. So what'd they do? They got the deal done. We're allowed to take full credit. And I'm glad because, he missed a few days of practice, sure, but there's still plenty of practices. And already, day 2, which they moved inside due to rain in the bubble, but plenty of clips, plenty of talks have come out. Media was still covering the practice. He broke up 2 passes in a row, had 2 passes batted down, been generating some pressure. It's exciting to see. And he seems, to be fair to him, he seems like a guy who absolutely loves football, and he seems like a very personable kid, and he is still only 21 years old. So all the bullshit with the agent, all the contract stuff, I'm glad it's done, so we can move on to talking about him as a player now.
Yes, it's done. It's done. We're done. Let's move on. And I tell you what, he did a good job. He was signing for a bunch of people yesterday. So shout out Shemar for making a good first impression, buddy.
Yeah, and I guess we'll just, we'll hammer out the other hot topic of the offseason, Trey Hendrickson. So, you got to get your Shemar Stewart talk. You got to get your Trey Hendrickson talk in. Adam Schefter went on the Pat McAfee show today. And some of the notes from that I gathered was he expects a 3-year deal, whether that means this year with money added and 2 more, or an extension of 3 years onto the current deal, which would save them money this season. But knowing them, it's probably 3 total with a bump this season. That's my guess, 3 including this year. But he says they're $6 to $10 million apart in guaranteed money. The overall deal, the years, the money, seems like it's outlined, but it's all about guaranteed money, as we've kind of known. And it's all about how much in year 2. Will they give anything in year 3 in guarantees? I doubt they want to do that. But if they're not going to do that, hopefully they fully guarantee year 2 for him. Maybe that's a compromise they can come to. I just hope it gets done because I want to see the whole, we get Trey in here. No more excuses. You've got the guys at least you brought to this point. There's one other guy I hope they'd bring in that we'll talk about in a minute. But your thoughts on Trey and how close they could be?
Well, I think, Dale, like we kind of discussed, 3 years, that's kind of the range we were kind of hoping for, 3 years. So like you said, we don't know if it's after this year, if it's like a 4-year deal. But still, anything around there, I'm totally fine with. If it's only $6 to $10 million apart, come on, Bengals. Just get this done. You're wasting every day. This is your team captain right here. We don't know the full details, but if you're this close, seriously, this guy, this is a big product to help you win the Super Bowl. I mean, I get it. You don't want to cave in, but I mean, come on, man. We need Trey on the field. Pay Trey and move on so we can get going, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's just get it done. Let's get him in here. We're 10 days away from preseason game 1, so you love to see that. And Crip asked, what the hell happened? My daughter had a doctor's appointment that I had to take her to, so couldn't do the normal 3:30, but I put on Twitter, see, Crip, this is why you got to get on the Twitter. And I said, we'll try to do a show later, and I didn't know exactly what time I'd be home. We had to stop at the grocery store, get some stuff, but we're here, and we decided to do 6. I've got another show at 9 for draft content, but we also have a super chat here from our buddy Houday Joe.
Ooh.
And he says, whose early camp hype are you buying more, Stewart or Burton? And it's a tough question because I don't think Stewart's camp hype has escalated too much yet for how, what I mean? Today was the first really good day. I didn't see too much. It's only the second day of practice. So sure. I think that hype train is just starting. But Burton's hype train has ramped up quite a bit. But if I'm buying between those two for what I think will continue, I think they'll both have flashes. I think they'll both have flashes in preseason. I would put more stock in whose hype I'm going to buy by the end of preseason, Stewart. And the reason is because I think he'll have more opportunity. I think Burton's still going to be competing with Yoshi for snaps. Isaiah Williams, my guy's coming on. We'll talk about a little more. Charlie Jones had a nice day. But I do think Burton's going to be a huge part of this team. But I think Shemar Stewart's going to have a bigger opportunity, especially because I've seen him already rushing from the inside. And I think that's where he's going to be really good at, is rush from the interior. So whose hype are you buying more? And, for right now, there's probably more hype on Jermaine Burton. He's had more days.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe, that's a very good question. Thank you for the chat, the donation chat, Joe. Thank you so much. Like you said, it's Shemar Stewart's second day. He's shown a lot of flashes already in 2 days. But like Burton, the times I was at camp, I was with, Bourbon yesterday. We saw some flashes of Burton and the punt returning. How about that? Yeah. How about that? The punt returning. So if I had to Joe, that's a great question. But you know what? As much as I'm happy to see Burton, like you said, this Stewart. I mean, you look at Stewart, man, playing defensive back a little bit, man. The way how he was dropping back into coverage. So I got to go with Stewart, buddy. That's a good question. But I'm going to go with Stewart.
See, I think Burton's biggest impact could be as a kick returner. Yes. I still don't know if he will be the punt returner. I think my guy, Isaiah Williams, I'm going to continue the Isaiah Williams hype train. I've talked about him on this show. I've talked about it on Ice's show. I thought he looked good last year as a punt returner. He's very north-south. He's very decisive on punt returns, and I think that's huge. Plus, I think he gives you something in the slot. He had a nice touchdown catch over Dax Hill today in practice. So my guy's Isaiah Williams is coming on strong. Charlie Jones had his best day of practice with a couple nice deep ball catches. Hey, I love it, man. Let the guys compete. Let's see who wins the jobs. But I'm on that Isaiah Williams hype train right now, personally.
You know what hype train I'm on?
Dustin.
Midwest Best Barbecue and the Chop Shop, both proud sponsors of the show. I will always be on those hype trains. Two awesome sponsors to Bengals and Brews. Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dustin, I thought I sent you the link. Let me know in the chat if you didn't get it. You should have it. I thought you were going to hop on with us because Dustin's always the CEO, Dustin Croft. Yeah, and that's true, Joe. Burton could go back in the doghouse at any time. I mean, that's just you just never know. But he seems to be doing all the right things. He seems locked in. He's stacking good days at practice. He's stacking good days for video, stacking good days, just being around and doing the right things and showing up on time. Yeah, because that was a problem. And showing up when he should and showing out.
Yeah, like we talked about with Burton. And you know what I love what Taylor said about Burton? Consistency. That's what you want is consistency with Burton. So Burton, somebody had to talk with Burton. Burton's like, hey, this is my only shot here. I got to take advantage of this. This was a wake-up call for me. And like I say, he was making some great catches in training camp. Oh, my God. You know me. I'm the biggest Yoshi lover there is. But if Burton can come and compete who he is, he should be a number 3 receiver because you want him to be that deep threat, Dale. Chase does so much better in the slot. You can put Chase anywhere and be fine, but you put Chase in the slot, have him as a deep threat. Oh, my God.
Well, and to be fair, receivers don't play 100% of the snaps, regardless, for blocking, for different things. But also, what's wrong with giving Chase and Higgins some, rotating guys? If you have the depth and you feel comfortable with all these guys, you could have Yoshi and Burton out there. You could have Yoshi, Burton, Higgins for a series. You could have Yoshi, Burton, Chase for a series and give Higgins a series off. You can mix and match the guys you have out there because they're all versatile, and you can put different guys in the slot, different guys on the outside. And I think it just makes it more tough for the defense to see what's coming at them. Ryan here, his son's going to be an inside man going to Ravens youth training camp Saturday, and he's going to tell a Ravens player that his team is trash. I respect it. Raising him right, man.
We appreciate
even
that,
though
Ryan.
You're down in enemy territory.
We appreciate that, Ryan. But, the receivers, man, I mean, Yoshi's still going to go, but Burton, man, that's all I want from Burton, consistency. Just live up to what you think consistency is. Will Lewis here said, Kara said in an interview with Julian Edelman that Burton has worked his ass off to regain trust. That's awesome. Julian Edelman, that's interesting. That is awesome to see, yeah? The trust of the team. I like that. But Dale, so So a guy who's not on the Bengals, but we hope, but it's probably not going to happen. But Noah Fant. So he visited the Saints Friday after the Bengals, and now he just completed his visit with the Dolphins. Do you think this is his last visit? Do you think there's still a couple more lined up?
I think it's the Noah Fant national tour, and he's going all around the country. He's going to wait for the best deal and the best opportunity because he's still only 27 years old.
Right.
So this is a guy that's like, hey, I don't need to rush this. If an opportunity opens up for me to be tight end one, then I might have to jump on that and take it. And I think the Dolphins, like they brought Darren Waller out of retirement after trading Joe Smith. I think the Dolphins are a hell of an opportunity, but that visit has been completed. So he didn't sign there while there. But I think there will be a couple more visits, Greg. I could see a team like the Jaguars. They have Brenton Strange as a starting tight end. There's a couple others I kind of mentioned to you the other day. But, when you just go look at some teams' depth chart, and I think Noah Fant could be a lot of teams' number one still. So I expect him to take a couple more visits.
Well, on a positive note, out of all the reports, he said when he left the Bengals, it was very positive, and he's going to keep in touch with them. You didn't hear anything coming from the Saints or the Dolphins, just to be clear on that. So that's something else to keep an eye on.
Well, Dustin said he was backstage. Clearly, I sent Dustin the wrong link.
I was going to say, Dale.
What, Greg?
I was going to say, yeah. I'm like, I didn't see anybody in the background. But, yeah, Noah Fant. And let's talk about another one. He's not been linked to the Bengals yet, but Dale, we talked about this for the longest time. He's finally cleared. Will Hernandez. I mean, Dale, I'm picking up the phone right now saying, get your ass over here. I'll pick him up. I will pay for his plane ticket and everything personally. Right? I mean, come on.
TJ Slayton is my dad is here, a.k.a. Dustin. Chup is popping in from Tennessee, and Crip's telling him that the show just isn't the same without him because we were 3 hours late. Now, Crip, I said we were going to be late. But Dustin, what's up, brother?
What's up, boys?
Clearly, the wrong link. I've been off all day. We're grocery shopping, and my kids are just like, what? Like, there was shit that, I don't know, my head is like all over the place.
Yeah, it's like, and it's 1,000,000 degrees across every state in the U.S.
Yeah, it's very hot.
I'm going to petition to start the football season later.
Yeah.
Like, September games sitting in the stadium is not enjoyable at all.
And training camp practices.
Dustin, I was there yesterday wearing a black jersey, dude. Oh my God, dude, it sucked.
Yeah. Football is not made to be played in, I don't know. Like some of these, I went to the Green Bay game, I think it was Rodgers last season, 21, and it was like 98. It just sucks the energy out of the crowd. Like you can't sustain 4 quarters when the sun is beating on your face and the humidity's 60%,
So, Dustin, we were talking about a Noah Fant and all that and stuff. I wanted your take on Noah Fant. I mean, obviously, it's not a big need, but, man, you get Noah Fant in the Bengals, man. I mean, look at the weapon. I mean, we have a good enough weapons already, but, oh, my God, dude.
I love it. I'm actually even more interested in the thought process behind it. And what I mean by that, if you look historically over, I don't know, the last 10 or 15 years, even your best Patriots teams, like when they won Super Bowls, they always had 2 tight end sets. So I like that pitcher last year started to nudge away from like the 11 personnel and started rolling out some more 12. That makes you more multiple. It actually protects Burrow a little bit more, and I think that's going to be key because spread and shred is always going to be our thing, but you also are going to open up more hits. It just is what it is. It's hard to block these guys in the NFL,
I know that,
Yeah. So whether we get Noah Fant or not, I would like for him to sign soon because I do think our offense has some complexities to it. So I don't want to into training camp. That's not something I'd be interested in. I'd like for him to come make a decision here soon so we can get at him and start incorporating. Because for me, if he doesn't sign until like the end of camp, it's like, when are you really like getting him snaps, getting him acclimated? And I just know like our offensive staff, I don't think they would be down for that either. So I love the idea of it. I would love for him to sign, but I just don't want to wait until like I don't want to be part of his world tour that he's going on either.
Right.
You know,
No,
like
I wanted to
yeah.
stop touring. What I'm going to do because if it came down to us,
and is he waiting?
yeah.
I was just going to say, and is he waiting for the right opportunity
Yeah.
where he gets more like, you know, because he like, I'll wait till a couple preseason games even happen because then if an injury pops up for the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? Like Travis Kelce's injured. They're interested in me. So if it's one of those things, I agree with you, Dustin. Like you don't want to wait forever because then like what's the point of bringing you in unless an injury pops up for us? But
Yeah.
and Greg, I think you were talking about Will Hernandez. So continue with that thought.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, so, you know, Dustin, with the knock on Will Hernandez was he was just never medically cleared. And I liked him coming out of the draft. You probably may know a little bit more about him than I do, but he's been consistent as a pass blocker. I mean, he'd be better than what we have right now, in my opinion. So, I mean, why not? Like, what's your take with the thought process on Hernandez?
I listened to Zach Taylor's press conference. Did not one media member ask about Lucas Patrick?
They did. I seen a clip where they were saying he said he'll miss at least like a few more days of practice. And he said Matt Lee could also miss a few more days, but they're hoping to get those guys back soon. But my thing with I don't know how you can feel comfortable about Patrick because he had these injuries before they went on their break. He had them in their mini camps. So if he's dealing with a recurring injury and he's in like his 10th year of football, plus he's not like superstar player to begin with. Will Hernandez being cleared to play, who's much better career than Patrick or Cody Ford at guard, I would be all over bringing him in.
Yeah.
And trying to get him signed.
Definitely. I'd bring him in for a visit. It is kind of interesting that the Bengals just do not care about guards.
No.
It's just so like on one hand, you don't want to sign veterans, you know, on let's say defense that I can kind of understand because defense, I have my own thoughts about that. Quick twitch muscle, all that stuff. But it's like you also signed Lucas Patrick and like, did you do a medical evaluation of him? Because he was not looking good in camp at all. It was just like, so I got a feeling that's already going in the wrong direction. That I could also see one of these things if like this lingers on, some kind of medical, you know, like waiver or something, and then we're already like looking for another guard on cut down day or something. So I already feel terrible about the right guard position, to be honest.
Wait, and Brandon Sheriff, I want to bring him up quickly. I just think he's sitting around. I think he wants to retire, but maybe he's just waiting. Like you just said, man, he's probably going to wait till the right offer comes. Some team loses their guard for seeing like, oh shit, we need somebody badly. Like, hey man, we'll offer you 15 or 20 million. I'm like, done. I'll be there. I'll be there on the plane tomorrow. I mean, so I think the reason why Sheriff just hasn't retired yet, he's just waiting for that desperate team to come. I mean, they being very desperate.
And some guys don't announce their retirement. They just retire.
Yeah,
like I don't think Geno Atkins ever said like, hey, I'm retiring. Like he just didn't come back playing football.
Bro, I don't even know if Larry Fitzgerald actually ever filed his paperwork because there was like a 5-year run there. It was like, is he like, because he kept coming back to the Cardinals and playing, and there was like a 5-year thing. It's like, you never said retirement. Yeah. And like Geno Atkins didn't either. Yeah. There's like the quiet retirement kind of thing, but I don't know. I think Matt Lee being dinged up kind of hurts too, because maybe the thought process would be in camp, we'll play him at right guard. We'll have a rotation of him, Cody Ford, split some snaps. Obviously Lucas Patrick. Now it's kind of like, with those guys dinged up, and hopefully it's minor. It's still early in camp, so we still have time. But man, it's just, I don't know. It's just a little scary on that side of things.
Well, and to keep you up, also, Stewart finally signed. I mean, like I don't know about you, man, but I was shocked about that. But what's your take on Stewart, man? Like you know, you saw some of the clips. I'm sure. Are you hyped up on Stewart, or you think it's a little too early to get hyped up still?
I'm excited about youthfulness on defense, enthusiasm. When you look at these guys' interviews in the locker room, you could just tell like there's that kind of like we just didn't see that last year, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if you actually think like sometimes veterans, they get to that point in their career where it's like, not saying they lose the passion or anything like that, but I feel like on defense, that youthful exuberance, because you just need to read and react. You need to like be able to get to the ball in a bad mood. Seeing him, Shemar Stewart, and I actually like his interviews are great. He's kind of a character. I could see him being like a teammate.
Yeah,
like
I think he has a
dudes
great
would love.
personality.
He does. No, I love it.
Yeah. And then Demetrius Knight, there's something about that, just it's infectious. Like they already feel like leaders in the locker room. So one of the points I was going to bring up in camp, I'm actually really excited about our front seven. Like if you look at the explosiveness, which is what you need a lot of to be successful. I know in the growler, the walkout between Jay and Paul, they were talking about TJ Slayton, my dad, how explosive he was today, and he just has a lot of juice. Ted Karras was commenting, he's like, yeah, I wish he was a tick slower. So I think, like, I don't need my defensive tackle to rack up sacks, but if he's just being disruptive, I think our front seven defense is like legit. Now they're going to take a little bit long to come along. They're young guys, so give them a month. But I feel like we have a lot of talent there and a lot of explosion. I'm really excited about that. So as it pertains to Shemar, his second day now, training camp's always a little bit tough because I thought I hate TJ Watt. I don't hate him, but he just bothers me sometimes. He had a great tweet. We never know what like schemes we're working on or like matchups or like, they've been talking about like, oh, the defense has been kind of dominating in the red zone the last couple of days. We don't know if the Bengals are just trying out new concepts. So it's like, you can't read too much into it, but what you can read into in training camps is just, flashing. And I think like what you saw today is why they drafted him. I actually saw this pass rush clip on Mims. Mims got him one time, and the second time I think he got into Mims' chest a little bit and got a little bit of movement, which his bull rush is pretty. I think it'd be pretty elite. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about I'm really excited about what he shows in the preseason and obviously going into the regular season.
Yeah, and I'll say like with Stewart, it was against the backup tackles. It looked like it was potentially I'm blanking on the name. Who had to
Rivers?
Start the game at one point? I don't think it was Rivers. I think they had this guy right. Cochran, Devin Cochran.
Yeah,
I think it might have been against Cochran. It was against Cochran or Kirkland, or it was against one of those guys. There was a bunch of backup in there. I don't think it was necessarily Rivers, but I did see the one you're talking about as well, where he got a little bit of push against Mims, which is more push, because that's another note I have in my notes for this show. More push than I've seen most people get. Amarius Mims is absolutely clamping dudes down. And I love to see it. And I'm like, and I don't want to get excited because I'm like, every time I get super excited about this kid, he gets hurt, whether it's in college or whether it's, last season he got hurt. I'm like, oh, if there was one guy I could just give like a magic coin to, and it was like, take this coin and you will stay healthy the entire season, it would be Mims, because if he does, he has all fucking pro potential. He has the size, the speed, the length, everything you want, and he can absolutely clamp these guys down on the end. He looks amazing so far. What are your thoughts on Mims as he's started his camp out?
Once he gets his hands on you, you might as well just give up on the play and go to the next play because you're done. Like for a guy like that, if he gets his hands on you and he can move well, like it's just trying to get around the Great Wall of China, man. Like it's just, you're done. So yeah, he's been really impressive. And it looks like Dylan Fairchild has kind of like had some pretty positive reps too. I think Orlando's been pretty typical Orlando. I think he's holding it down out there, but yeah, just from like the few clips that
I will say this for Fairchild, because it seems like everything's good for some of his clips, but I noticed a couple that I think Dan Horde posted, and it wasn't even about them or whatever, but it was like, I'm like, good, some good rush there, some good bull rush from Chris Jenkins, then a nice little swipe move on the next play from Chris Jenkins. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I was getting excited about it, and I tweeted about it. And then I'm like, so I watch it again, and then I'm like, oh, shit, man, that's Dylan Fairchild. Like, should I be excited about the D-line or should I be concerned about the guard play? And that was something that I noticed yesterday. But I'm excited that Chris Jenkins is making plays regardless. And honestly, Dylan Fairchild, I think he's going to have some bad plays, but you got to stick with this guy. He's another guy who's like 21 years old. I think he's got a bright future, and he 100% should be a starter on this team.
Yeah, I agree. And, first day of pads, I think traditionally defenses, even your best offenses in the NFL, because defense, they probably know everything that the Bengals are running on offense. Let's be honest. So it's I think as we go along, you'll see the offense line start to win a little bit more of those battles. I think the first day of pads, and the defense comes out like a firing gun because they can't, when they're just wearing helmets, it's playing patty cake on the offensive defensive line. You can't really do much. So the defense is I can actually deploy. And I think Shemar Stewart said this. I can deploy a bull rush. I can, use more technique and stuff like that. So I just think it'll be a couple of days for the offensive line. I think you'll see them bounce back. I mean, obviously the interior is still going to be a concern, but I feel really very positive about our bookends, and that's a lot of times where it starts, at least Bengals philosophy. With Fairchild, he's a rookie. He's going to have his ups and downs, but I think they're really into him. I'm very positive on him as well. And then Teddy K is always your solid presence. You know what you're going to get out of him. So yeah, I mean it's exciting to see the pads come on today and start seeing just a lot of fire in the practice. The defense is walking around 10 feet tall and bulletproof right now. I love the energy on that side.
Well, you look at Stewart, man, he's just walking up with his hands up and Brandon has nowhere to go and he's just holding his hands up.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was awesome. But Dustin, man, you see Stewart, Stewart, they were having to play defensive back. Stewart, man, up and Shot pointed out they put him at 3-tech also. That's another thing with Stewart. We never got that 3-tech we wanted. What is your take on seeing Stewart in a 3-tech role at times?
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's is more I'm really one of the things I had my quips with Lou. I do think he tried to be multiple, and I think he was trying some rotations with the D. He put Osai down there. Right. But I think anytime you can give the offense other things to game plan for, you go into a game, it's where's Myles Garrett lining up? You just give the offense one more thing that they have to game plan for, and that pulls them away from what they're trying to execute on. I do think with his size and explosion, lining him up at the 3-tech and maybe bumping out, imagine a package was Murphy and Stewart on the same side. And then who are you dedicating your offensive resources to? Are you going to double Trey? Yeah. That's going to open up opportunity for them. What if you bump Osai inside, you throw Stewart on the outside, you bring Murphy on the right side, and you float? I know Trey, they don't move Trey around a lot. We'll see what happens with that. But man, there's a lot of things that I think Golden can do with this defense, and the fact that he does like to send blitzes. I think Demetrius Knight got sent on a blitz today. That's very exciting. So, I mean, I'm really stoked on the defense. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Well,
Dustin, you brought up Demetrius Knight. I was at training camp for a couple of days in a row here, and I happened to get a good close of him. Wednesday, I was there last week, and dude, he moved. For a big guy like him, he can move. I mean, I'm so excited. Like I said, I was against Demetrius Knight just because he's 25, but I think Dale and somebody else pointed out he's ready to start. I mean, this is the guy you can immediately plug in and start. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was happy when we went, Chop brought up a good point. He was even though we needed a guard, we were happy when we went defense in the second round. Even though there may not have been a player we wanted, like Chop points out, you need to get this defense going. Like you said, get the defense young again. Get them hungry, like you just said, with Knight and Stewart.
I'll say. Okay. I was just going to say, I'll say this about Knight, too. You're talking about how well he moves at his size. He was a quarterback recruit for Georgia Tech. He was a former quarterback. He was that running type, of quarterback that's played a lot of teams then when he started transitioning. And then when he finally got to play linebacker, it was at a smaller college and he transferred to South Carolina. And those 2 seasons where he actually got reps playing a linebacker, he was incredible. So, even though he's older, there's a lot of meat on that bone for the talent that he still has to improve. because he has limited reps as a true linebacker.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. I think the upside is definitely he still has a good ceiling there. I think he just got that veteran presence to him, but wiry and can run around. That's what I want to see. Like, I just think our defense, like, one of the things, like, Dale and I, and, we kind of agreed on, we weren't devoid of talent last year necessarily. We just got old fast. So, I think on defense, like, the lesson to be learned moving forward is you want to be constantly kind of like adding young guys to that side. Your offensive side is more of like, there's a lot of intricacies. You probably want that to be a little more veteran on that side of things. Defense is all about guys that can just get after the ball, arrive in a bad mood, read and react. And the more that we draft those type of players, I think it will keep our defense in a consistent. Now, I don't know, like Bengals, are we ever going to be like top 5 defense? I don't know. Like, that would be awesome. Yes. But as long as we're out there making plays and running around and we're getting up on teams too with Burrow and our offense, I think that's just going to open up even more opportunities for blitzing. We can get a little more risky in those situations. So very excited to see it.
And Dustin, this is an offense we had that averaged 28 points a game last year. It's not like we're asking the defense to give up 5 or less than 10 points a game. If you give up 14 to 17 points a game, I'm fine with that. It's not like it's not like we're asking much from the defense here or anything, right?
No.
I mean, there was a lot of games they could have given up 35 points and won the game.
Yes.
Yeah. We just needed one stop.
Yes.
One stop. One stop.
Well, the Ravens game, I mean, one goddamn stop. That's all I fucking need. But absolutely.
Damn, Greg firing off the cuss.
Well, I tell you,
shit.
I tell you, 2 players. Well, okay, 1 player, but McPherson, first of all, hasn't missed any kicks at camp. I tell you, Uncle Rico. This is looking at Uncle Rico. Your head's tilted up like this. I mean, he has been booming punts like crazy. I mean, I'm excited for Uncle Rico. What's your guys' take? Are you guys still buying the excitement or?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to go back to McPherson because have you guys seen where he went back to what he did as a rookie? He went back to the way he kicked, and he tried to do things differently to hit the ball more straight. Now he's hitting it with more of a draw. I'm not a golfer, but that's something with your golfing and different things too. Like McPherson, we talk about McPherson, and Derek tries to join the show immediately. Like, this guy loves Money Mac. But yeah, I'm excited about McPherson because he went back to who he's always been. Like, you kick a certain way for 15 years of your life, like basically your whole life, and then you try to change it and you start having some issues. Like, yeah, I'd probably go back to how I'm doing, and it seems like he's killing it. And that one he hit was from 50-some yards that I seen, and it looked like it had another 15 yards on it. He looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Derek?
so key. I mean, that's so key in the NFL. We're such thin margins. You know what I mean? Like, every inch of grass counts, every kick. I mean, that's the NFL, so we need him to come through this year, and it's looking good so far.
Derek, how we doing today, buddy? How's the farm stand been holding up?
It's been going good, I guess. I'm not really involved in it much. That's
exactly. I thought you sit there all day and guard it.
No, okay. I'm on my way to work now.
So,
I gotta tell
Derek,
you.
So Derek, training camp. Who's any training camp opinions you have right now? Like, well, what's been catching your attention that you've been reading or whatever?
I mean, Shemar Stewart. I'm sure you guys have already talked about it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, he's looking good from what I've seen, and I don't want to, get my hopes up too much on it, but he's got me excited again.
Same here, man. Same here. Like I say, I'm excited. I'm excited.
One other thing is, like, freaking football's back, baby.
Yes. Get me football. Like the
Bengals play?
No, Hall of Fame game is this Thursday. I don't give a damn. I know it's preseason. I don't give a damn. I'm just happy I got football back.
I'm gonna watch it.
You know when the Bengals play their first? Is it next Thursday or?
Eagles,
I think they play next Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's not this Thursday.
Yeah. The Bengals play August 7th. Not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, the Bengals will be playing preseason football. 10 days. We'll be watching, and I don't care. 3rd, 4th stringers, guys that aren't going to make the roster. It's football.
It's football. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. But yeah, I'm trying to think. What else has been catching my attention? I want to go back. So Dusty, you're talking about staying young on defense. Logan Wilson and Dale said you guys talked about this. Are you nervous about Logan Wilson at all? Do you think he's lost his step or anything? Or
Man, yeah, I give me till week 6.
okay,
Yeah, give me to week 6. I would say like linebacker is one of the positions that I think get underrated in terms of like the fall off. We always talk about running backs. That's what it's kind of funny that you bring that up, Greg, because one of my things I was going to bring up to you guys, like, what is like a position or a player that we're like surprised by this year that somebody's starting over somebody? And I kind of had that circled as a linebacker shakeup. Like the way that Shaka Hayward played down the stretch last year, how much juice he brought. We drafted Barrett Carter. I love Logan, right? Like I want him out there. Like he can make plays. But the first time I see him get beat on a wheel route or get juked in the box, I'm like, we can't have that. We can't have that. Like we got to have like guys running around out there. So, I don't know. That's one of the positions I definitely am looking at. I am I want to see how Logan bounces back the first part of this year and just kind of how he holds up again in pass coverage. If he's making the plays that he was, if he's closing on ball. It's like, I remember, I forget what game it was. He dropped like in the middle of the field and tracked the ball. Like it was like a cover 2 something. Like, can he make that same play? Right. And that's where, from just kind of looking at the game tape of if somebody's lost a step, can he get to that spot that he got to 2 to 3 years ago? So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
I think he's going to have every opportunity to have a big season because Al Golden back. He played some of his best football with Al Golden. Al Golden loves him. He's excited. The whole defense is excited. You kind of mentioned that earlier, Dustin. Like, dude, from all reports, and the videos I watched today, they were absolutely intense. Every play that made, they're hooping, hollering, they're fired the fuck up about, and that intensity, that passion for the game. I love that for the defense because they've talked about it. They have a chip on their shoulder and shit to prove. So I'm excited defense. Derek, you got any thoughts on all of that?
Yeah, that's one thing when I was listening to Dan Hort's podcast. Him and Butch were talking about it, and that's what they said. I know it's only 3 or 4 days of training camp, but this defense definitely looking like a top half of the league defense, and that's we've said it time and time again. That's all we need out of this defense. Which, who knows? Hopefully, they're even better, and we can win some games 7-3, maybe.
Oh, man, I hope.
So Greg says I keep cutting out, so I'm gonna try to come in as a guest again.
Okay, all right, yeah, Dale, I'll be on the lookout for you. Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you. But so another thing I want to talk about is, I'm trying to think. Okay, Dale gets on me for being a homer. I want your guys' take on this. Desmond Ridder, I'm a UC guy, I admit it, but as my third string quarterback, I had no idea why fans were freaking out. If my third string quarterback has starting experience, that's a good sign right there. Because you never hope he has to play, but why is Desmond Ridder the worst possible thing as a number 3 quarterback? Because I sure as hell don't think so.
People were like ecstatic and hooting and hollering when we picked up AJ McCarron.
Yes.
Desmond Ridder is better than AJ McCarron is. I'm sorry.
Oh, Derek, I'm a big Desmond Ridder fan, but I'm also a realist here, man. Hold the phone now, man.
Right now, in their career, right now, as of today, AJ McCarron is not as good a quarterback as Desmond Ridder is.
Yeah, well, Desmond Ridder certainly had more starts. So I get what you're saying on. Okay, I get what you're saying on that. But I was a big AJ McCarron fan, not to start over Dalton, but still.
I was too. I wanted him to start over Dalton. I was one of those idiots that was like, oh, the backup's better. Like, but
Derek, I
definitely.
Even when Andy was having that MVP year, I still have people say start AJ. I'm like, Andy's having an MVP year. Why are we? I didn't understand him. Dustin, what's your take on Ritter as your number 3 QB?
I'm always down to add guys in development. And I think, Browning comes up as a free agent after this year or next or something like that. I'm not sure where we're at with that. I will say, as far as like Desmond's trajectory so far, like I kind of felt like his senior year was a little underwhelming at UC. And it kind of like his pro career, it's been kind of a train wreck, to be honest. Like when you watched him play.
Oh yeah,
but he's been in some bad situations too. So I think as a number 3 and seeing him develop, and seeing maybe if, what kind of if he can push. I mean, I think it's a great pickup. Like you always want guys developing for depth behind Burrow, and like having a guy that has seen like live bullets who like has some potential. I love the pickup, and by all indications he's looked pretty good. I don't know if I think Browning's not having that great of a camp, to be honest. So
I swear I did bring up Ritter. I swear.
This is all you do is bring up Desmond Ritter, man. You have such a boner for this guy. He honestly may be on your boner list more than Andre Yosevich, to be fair.
Yeah, it's working its way up there now. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was happy. I kept filming. He's throwing darts, man, to practice. That's all I'm telling you, Dale. That's all I'm telling you. I never heard their opinion, so while you were getting ready, but we're done talking about it, I promise.
What about it?
No, okay. I didn't know if you got sick of me talking about it. I just wanted their opinions on Ritter. But like I say, I'm excited. That stadium there is practically mine. Those 4 touchdowns in the preseason is going to be a piece of cake, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make Yoshi jealous. I tried to get my picture taken with him yesterday, but everybody was crowding him.
You didn't push kids out of the way, Greg?
No, no. Bengals and Bourbon, his kid, I actually moved out to let him get his autograph. I don't do that. I never push kids out of the way, not even for
I always think of Will Ferrell in Old School when he gets that dart in his neck and he's just like, that's right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But yeah.
No, I know you don't do that, Greg. I'm joking.
I'll say one of my things that I want to say concern. I know I chatted in to this show a couple times and to Strawberry's show as well. Like I'm really, because for Golden's defense, like he likes to. I know I talked about this before, but like he likes to send blitzes. What does that mean? Your cornerbacks are going to be on an island. That's something I'm like keeping an eye on because I think that's one of the things for this defense to perform how we want it to in Golden's scheme. Now, like obviously he'll make adjustments if needed, but I think really to run his brand of football, he wants to put those guys on island. So. It looks like, again, this is training camp. We don't know what's going on. You're only seeing like highlights, but it seems like Turner's, every big play, it's him.
That's on my list. That was on my list of things to talk about. DJ Turner getting burnt a lot. That's what I wrote down. And I'm going to lie, as a card-carrying member of the DJ Turner fan club, I'm a little concerned right now because I'm like, Dax could play in the slot, him and CTB on the outside. Because I thought he looked really good last year before he got hurt. And I'm like, man, Turner's going to take another step. And it's just like, I don't know what the hell is going on. It's like he's reverted back to the rookie that I was worried about. Like when the ball's in the air, he is not adjusting to it at all. And it's scaring the hell out of me.
Yeah. He's, coming back from injury. We'll see how that kind of plays along. So that's been something to kind of look at. I think there was I was listening to the Growler again, the podcast. There was some stuff that Burks was talking about, the DB coach, about needing to clean up with CTB still. So I think those guys, a lot of potential there, but one of those things that I can't say I'm having, like, I don't really have like some other people do. I don't really have the like, I'm still excited about him. I still think again there's potential, but I'm not sleeping good at night right now from what I've seen so far. They made some plays here or there, but it's going to be hard to tell. Like, you're not going to see a lot of like your top end receivers in the preseason, but we'll find out a lot in the first month. We'll see what the rotations go like. I mean, I think Turner might be in a battle all of a sudden with Newton on the outside or whatever.
I've seen him get burned a little by Charlie Jones, and see, that's the thing, man. You can't watch the entire practice, or you don't. We're just seeing clips here and there, and it's man, I don't know. But from what I've seen, I'm definitely have some concern, and like from what I've seen, I would be on Team Greg, where I'm like Stephon Gilmore if he's still out there. See, I knew that would get his attention.
Thank you, Derek.
I was just going to say, that's one thing that worries me too. Like, because I was thinking this entire preseason, I was really happy and excited, thinking like loving the depths of the corners that we have. But now that I'm seeing these clips and stuff, it does worry you because it makes you think. We've got a bunch of 2s and 3s. I mean, that's the way they always talk about with the wide receivers. You have a bunch of 2s and 3s, but you don't really have that one guy. I feel like we have that in the cornerback room.
Yeah, and also like Marco Wilson, I know he's more depth than anything, but he's out with an injury, I guess, for a little while. And but I will say DJ Turner kind of stepped it up and had a nice play today. Why don't they give DJ Ivy an actual chance, man, with his pterodactyl ass arms? Like, here's a guy who's made plays every time. I know he was coming off that ACL last year, but when later in the season, he looked good again. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on DJ Ivy? Like, actually, should he get a chance to compete with those guys? Because we talk about Josh Newton, DJ Turner, Dax Hill, Cam Taylor-Britt, but we never mentioned DJ Ivy as a realistic option for snaps, and I think he deserves it. This is year 3 for him too. Yeah,
I've been kind of on his bandwagon last year. They used him on a lot of tight ends last year. He was showing a lot of promise his rookie year when he got hurt. So he definitely should be out there. We're talking DBs, and I just saw a practice clip of Will Johnson just punking Marvin Harrison Jr. in practice. But anyways, I hate to see that. But I think him and Newton are 2 players that I want to see get a lot of snaps. I want to see them get a lot of snaps in the season because I feel like those guys have earned some snaps and they should be out there on the field.
Yeah, and Chris, to answer your question, yes, I would always make room for someone like Stephon Gilmore. I would make room. But, I want to see Ivy play. I mean, DJ Turner, like you guys were talking about, he was getting burnt like crazy. Ivy, I mean, give him a shot. I mean, why not? See what happens, right? I mean, I get it. You have a lot of faith in Turner, but let's face it, guys. I'm sorry. I know he's got the talent, but it's just not showing. I mean, I hope DJ Turner's not watching the show right now or anything. I love you, DJ, but, Ivy, let's see what Ivy can do.
Yeah. I love Ivy's length. In this defense, you got to be able to play man-to-man defense, right? Like, you just have to. Like, if this defense is going to excel. So if you can't, stick with guys in man-to-man coverage, like, next man up. That's just how it is. We can't wait around for, like, DJ to get burned on big plays, or CTB. Like, best players play. They earn the spot. That just is what it is. And if Newton or Ivy are your starting corners, let's go. If they're showing the potential, let's go with it.
I'll say this to Chris Crowley's question of, like, if you were to bring in a veteran, what corner are you cutting? I mean, to me, like Marco Wilson, I know he had some decent stretches of play and he's a veteran, but if he's going to be out several weeks, I'm not saying necessarily he gets cut, but you just bring guys in, the best guys win jobs. I'm always for that,
Yeah.
So competition, I think, brings out the best in everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Bengals in every position, it seems like they're just handing guys positions and then saying it's your job to lose. They don't necessarily find the perfect guys for the job. They're just picking guys and then saying try not to lose it.
That's my issue with guard, to be honest. Like, to go to guard, It's like, and I know that Matt Lee's been out, but Jackson Kirkland, everybody on that roster, basically, Jalen Rivers, they would all be getting shots to earn that right guard job. It wouldn't be like, oh, Lucas Patrick is dinged up. So Cody Ford, you are the guy because we've liked what you've done the last couple of years, filling in here and there, blah, blah, blah. I think that's bullshit. I think competition, I really wish they would have went after competition more for the guard spot or and I do like Jalen Rivers at tackle, and he'll probably have to play at tackle at some point based on recent injury history at the tackle position. But I don't know. I wish you'd get a true shot to be a starting guard, and then you bring in a depth tackle.
Absolutely. But like I say, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I say, Stephon Gilmore, third year in a row here, Bengals. Come on now. But what do I know?
It's not happening, Greg.
It's not,
some other things I had. Go ahead.
Marco Wilson, I'm going to like it.
Yeah, like Cody Ford. You get Cody Ford and you'll like it.
Right. So I'm going to bring up the safeties. Geno Stone, he's been getting some positive, like you were just talking about, Dustin, with Al Golden's scheme and all that. He's been using them in blitz packages and all that. Like I said, I wanted to get a safety so badly in the draft. I wanted one so badly, but they seem to like what they have in Geno Stone. Is this do you think he has a breakout year? My question to all of you.
No.
That answers that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Liked him so much they took money from him.
Yeah. Can he be serviceable? Honestly, I wouldn't say a breakout year, but can he be serviceable in Al Golden's defense? Maybe, right? Like, I'm not ruling that out. But a guy at safety that could make a push, because Jordan Battle, I think, seen some good stuff from him. Tyson Anderson, our guy Strawberry Ice, he's all over Tyson Anderson, a.k.a. also known as Dejon Anthony, when I'm on a live interview with him and I got some realms flow. It called him the wrong name, but that's neither here nor there. But Tyson Anderson always makes plays, and if he got a legitimate shot to get some safety snaps, I think he could be a playmaker there a little bit.
And you know who my comp for Tyson Anderson is?
Who's that?
Xavier Watts.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
So Golden should love him. Then,
Exactly.
Yeah. Except he didn't love Xavier Watts enough to draft him in the first 3 rounds.
Would you take Asante? If Asante Samuel's come back from an injury, would you guys take him at all?
Oh, Asante Samuel Jr., yeah. I kind of forgot he was out there, but hell yeah, I'd take a look at him. Like, he's had some really good seasons. I thought somebody signed him, but the fact he is out there is surprising.
Well, another player that got cut, Bengals fans are howling over. We got to forget, he's not going to get healthy to probably the playoffs. Christian Wilkins. Yeah. Do you sign him right now, knowing there's a possibility he could be ready for the playoffs?
He kissed the guy on the head, Greg, and we don't know which head it was.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, good point, Tim. But no, seriously, though, would you guys sign Christian Wilkins right now? But
shout out Bengals and Bourbon for that joke. Shout out Bengals and Bourbon for that joke about the head. Yeah. Gotta give credit.
That's true. But would you guys sign Christian Wilkins right now, knowing you would have him in like December or close to the playoffs?
No.
Why not?
I wouldn't. Why would you pay money for him if he's not going to be ready until December?
Derek,
I mean,
you're the
why not wait? Here.
Yeah,
why not wait?
You got to reach down in your pants, Derek, and get all the chips out and put everything in before his price tag goes up. I would sign him right now in a heartbeat.
I would have probably said yes, and I know these are like back-end roster guys, but Taven Bryan, McTelvin again, like when they signed those 2 guys, they're both guys with talent, former first-round pick, former third-round pick, to be like your back-end guys. Plus, you want to see a step from McKinley Jackson and Chris Jenkins as your backups to B.J. Hill and T.J. Slayton. So I'm not as pressed just numbers-wise right now that I would get a Christian Wilkins in here knowing he's not going to play till December, if at all. Because, this should have been something that was handled and done well before camp started. He was injured not even halfway through the season last year. That injury should have been good by the time free agency hit. And now we're in training camp and it's still not good. That is concerning. But Christian Wilkins, fully healthy Christian Wilkins, I would be all over it. But why would he be in a rush to sign? And I would just wait. He should wait. And if the Bengals have a spot on their roster When he's healthy and ready to play, then I'd be interested. But I think you could wait.
All right. Now, I was just trying to rile you guys up a little bit, but man, I tell you what, if I know if he's 60% healthy, oh my Lord, I would run to the podium and I would run to his house and pick him up.
You let him kiss you on that.
He can kiss me wherever he wants.
Yeah. Yep. Kiss you right on the lips.
Yeah, wherever he feels.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be. I haven't heard much reports. Maybe you guys are, what's Eric Gregory's been looking like? What are we seeing from Cedric Johnson, Howard Cross? That's a little bit of coverage.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. It's just I know that the reps they're not getting much, but it's like you'd like to maybe have some of the, kind of talking about some of those players. Maybe they're just not flashing, but yeah, just something I haven't heard much of so far.
Yeah, I would say preseason will be a better look for those guys, when they actually go out there and get reps. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. Cedric Johnson the most for me is the most disappointing.
And Cam Sample really haven't, he's probably just getting up and going again too, but it'll be, just there's some guys out there because I'm really excited about some of the potential of the depth on the D line as well. So that'll be something.
I've seen Cam Sample out there more, to be fair, Dustin. I've seen quite a bit of Cam Sample in these clips. He just never doing jack shit, which is what pisses me off that Cedric Johnson don't get a little more play and a little more reps. Something else we should mention. First player in Bengals history to be rated a 99 in Madden. I know some people may not care about video games, this or that and the other, but it's kind of crazy that no player in Bengals history has ever been rated a 99. Who should be rated who any time in the last 20, 30 years should have been rated a 99 going into their season?
Geno Atkins, I thought should have been a 99.
That was my number one right there, was Geno.
Yes, Geno.
Another one.
Whitworth?
You could say Whitworth.
No, hey, I got one. Clark Harris.
Yeah, that's true. But see, they don't do long snapper ratings. They put them as tight end, Greg, and then they're all like 40s. They get no respect. The long snappers get no respect.
Yeah. No. AJ Green I don't think was AJ Green.
You could have made an argument that AJ Green could have been a 99, or Chad could have been a 99 in a game, right? Like, he had some great Willie Anderson, Darth. That's a good one. Because Madden's been around a while. Dustin, did you hear my question about who should have been rated a 99 before Jamar Chase for the Bengals?
I'd say Geno. Yeah, Geno. I would say Chad and AJ were close, but what a number of 99 scores is only like 5 or 6, right? Like Lane Johnson.
It's not very many. Josh Allen got it. Justin Jefferson kind of surprised me coming off the injury, but he is great.
Okay, let me ask you guys this: Josh Allen 99 and Burrow's not a 99. Kiss my ass. I don't care if I'm being at home or not.
He won the MVP. He won the MVP. To be fair, so Greg, I'm just telling you that's probably what gets you the 99. Now Burrow wins the MVP this year, and then
Lamar's around 99.
I think Lamar might have been a 99.
Yes, Lamar is a 99. Yes,
that'd be insane if they put. I mean, Lamar's numbers last year. Like, come on.
Yeah. Let me read all that. Barkley was a 99. Chase Jefferson was a 99. So. Yeah,
watch Burrows be like a 98 or something like that, because
I'm sure he's mid
to do that shit to him.
Yeah.
And then, did you guys see the clip where Chase is wearing his 99 chain and he's telling Burrow about it? But Burrow's Taco Cat shirt, Cat spelled backwards, Taco Cat.
Yeah,
I bought one.
I want to know
actually
when
bought
does
2.
yours
I
arrive, Dale?
I bought one for me and Miley. Amazon, $18, guys, for those shirts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's like his pajama shirt that he goes to bed in at night. Right. He just wore it into work.
Well, I said that would be me as Joe Burrow's stylist. He's wearing like a Taco Cat shirt because I have a cat shirt for Christmas that I've had for like 15 years.
Hey, Derek Chop says, Derek, there's a badass tiger looking in your window.
The Bengals,
Bengals and Bruce logo.
The Bengals should immediately do some kind of collab with that shirt.
Yeah.
Bengal tiger,
Oh,
Bengal
definitely.
cat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come up with something that would probably go bonkers. That'd pay
I was
off the rest of Trey's guaranteed money.
To be fair, I was surprised
Yeah.
how many different styles of taco cat shirt there was on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was several different iterations of that.
yeah. There's a lot out there. I've
Sounds
seen
like
everything.
Chop Shop 513 needs to make a taco cat shirt.
Hey, Chop. And Chop,
Hey,
you love
Chop's
Fox, buddy.
busy, guys. Chop is in Tennessee on his vacation. So for anyone wondering where Chop is, he's in Tennessee. This guy is fucking like a jackrabbit in Tennessee.
Oh man, yeah.
Anything else that stood up? Go ahead, Dustin.
I was gonna say, just funny to see the recourse on the Traylon Burks being released and just kind of everything that went down just with that trade and so on and so forth. I saw something Warren Sharp tweeted. He was like, "Never forget that Howie Roseman turned Carson Wentz into AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean."
Oof.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Damn it! My mind's blank. All that.
But yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think we're off tomorrow, day off, no practice.
Yeah, we're off tomorrow. We're back there. No, I forgot to tell you guys this cool story. So Oren Burks was signing. So those of you who don't know, a proud sponsor for the show, Midwest Best Barbecue. A bunch of us recommended it, and I mentioned it to Oren Burks, and he said he loved it, and he's coming back. Okay? So shout out to Oren Burks for stopping by Midwest Best Barbecue. Proud sponsors of us at Bengals and Brews.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about the Trey Hendrickson update at all? I know, Dale, you said something on it briefly, but
Yeah, it sounds like from Schefter, we talked about that at the beginning of the show, but Schefter, it sounded like it's going to be a 3-year deal whenever it happens. I don't know if that means 2 more added or, money added this year or a 3-year extension. But it's all about guaranteed money right now.
The report seemed weird because he gave like a dollar figure. I don't know. It's just
all they need to do to get the deal done, though, is add an extra $500,000 in 90 days, right?
It's funny you mentioned that because did you hear they interviewed Shemar and they asked about his agent. They said how the Bengals are like, he's surrounded by, they're pretty much blaming the agent. He's like, well, I'm glad I have someone that fights for me and all that and stuff. I don't want to comment any more on that, but I just, you know what, that's his agent. Like I said, but I just thought it was kind of interesting how he's still defending his agent by saying, I like a guy that fights near the end. But I mean, we're just glad he signed, but in your guys, was it really worth it? Over $500,000? That's what it was over?
I mean, I'm sure it was about, like, they didn't want that language in the contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, though, it's like, am I going to waste my rookie season by fighting this?
Yeah.
And he decided to say screw that and compromise. And we don't know the negotiations, but I don't have a problem with what he said in the locker room because that's your agent. You know what I mean? And if you're a loyal guy, you're being loyal to that guy. So it is what it is. I mean, the agent seems like a jackass, but at the end of the day, the deal's done. I'm excited to see him on the field.
You want your agent to be a bully, but you want them to be a bully about the right shit. Like, just because he's a bully doesn't make him smart. So that's all I'll say on that.
And here's the thing, like I don't know what exactly agents do, but I don't want to. But honestly, like the real tough hitting shit that they're going to have to deal with, and he probably won't have to need him for another 5 years. So I'm not really. And who knows? He might have a different agent by then.
Well, Dustin, to go back to what you mentioned about agent being a bully, like Mulligetta, we don't like Mulligetta, but he does it the right way. He holds out for the last couple minutes. I mean, you look at Micah Parsons, he's probably going to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. He's like, okay, Miles Garrett's got $40 million. I'm like, what, 25? I want $42 million at least. He's gonna fight near the end to get him that last penny.
Yeah, just with this contract stuff, it's to the point now where for me, it's like once they sign, it's like kind of anticlimactic to me because it's kind of like I'm already in ball mode.
Yeah,
You know, like I want Trey here, but it's also like I'm not even thinking about it on a day-to-day basis. Like when he gets here, he gets here. You know what I mean? I will say, me personally, I'm not giving somebody, and I know this, like probably a lot of people don't agree. I'm not giving that age 3 years guaranteed. I'm just not going to do that. I just going to see that go bad. And it's like, what's going to be like the 2 years from now? Is the media going to spin it like this is the worst deal that the Bengals ever gave out? You know, because a lot of people called like the Mixon deal not a great deal when they got into it in a year, and they had to renegotiate on that and cut some of his salary. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm just not. I'm fine with giving Trey a bunch of money, but 3 years guaranteed is a little too red for my blood. But I probably might be in the minority on that one.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like I say also, like you just said, Dustin, I'm just ready for him. I'm just ready for camp to start. Like you say, when it happens, it happens. I'll say this. I'm not saying pass rusher is easier than wide receiver. Like with Chase holding in, you know, I didn't make a big deal out of it last year. I think Dustin, I remember you voiced your concerns over it. And it did affect us. No, even though Chase had the Triple Crown, the first couple of games we lost because Chase wasn't, you know, ready to play pretty much and all that. So, you know, but like, you know, with Trey, all Trey has to do is just go get the quarterback. I don't care how you do it. Just get the damn quarterback. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. And what I want to see from Trey this year is that sacks come like equally distributed, right? Like,
right.
I don't want to like the Eagles. Like, what happened with you and Fred Johnson? Like, where were you that game? You know, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be a Trey hater, but like,
no.
I think he's consistent throughout the year. Like,
right.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm stoked to have him and I want him signed, but like, again, like some of these contracts, like I don't think that the Pittsburgh TJ Watt contract was good at all. Like, if you looked at TJ Watt's production over like the end of the season, and he was a good, like I didn't even hear his name in the playoffs.
No,
against the
man,
Ravens. Got absolutely shredded. You know, because
they're
old.
Yeah, you know? I thought he was hurt the last 2 years, but he played all 17 games. I thought Cameron Hayward was more disruptive than TJ Watt was, and Hayward's like, what, 36 years old? I mean, I'm not trying to go on TJ Watt, but yeah, I was shocked to see that he played a full season 2 years in a row, because I could have sworn I thought he was out a couple of games here and there, like you were just talking about.
Hayward Wilson's worst nightmare.
Oh God!
Oh my God. He just ragdolled him every time they matched up.
But yeah. So me, Derek, and Neil discussed this. Okay, so the Bengals record for overall yards in a season is 1,700 for running back with what's his name, Brooks. Let me ask you this: do you see Chase Brown breaking that record? I said no, just especially if we get Noah Fant. I just don't see enough piece of the pie going around for that. Do you see that happening? Chase Brown's going to be a breakout player. It's just there's a lot of pieces of that pie to go around giving the ball to all the receivers, the tight ends, and you got Taj Brooks in the backfield also. He's not going to get as many, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, if you move that number to 1,600, I'd go over 1,700. Ooh, it's just that little bit of difference. But yeah, I expect him to end up around like 1,500, 1,400, 1,600. The way that Dan Pitcher versus him being a vocal point is really exciting. So it seems like they've been working on the screen game a lot this preseason too. So camp. So it's gonna be cool to see him out in routes a little bit more. See how it. So I think there's a chance. It's just like to your point, the ball distribution. You only have so many balls to go around, so that'd be a tough number to hit.
Yeah. Well, now, Derek, if you had to, so Derek, you're the gambling man. If you had to guess, how many carries do you see Brooks getting per game this year? Since he's been getting the backup, but carries mostly. Derek,
what is it?
If you had to guess how many carries a game Brooks
is
getting most of the backup, or yards. Let's just say yards overall. All right, what's the most amount of yards do you think reasonably that Derek Brooks could have, that TJ Brooks could have this year? Taj Brooks.
So that was three different people there.
Three different people.
I want to say I like sticking with carries because yards is hard to tell because he's got that explosive ability. But I'm going to say he'll probably five touches a game maybe. It probably won't be a whole lot. And then if he does a lot with that, then you'll see his role expand kind of the same way Chase Brown's did.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him actually get a shot to be running back too.
Yeah,
I really would, because I think he's younger than P. Ryan. He's got more upside than P. Ryan. He's been a good pass blocker through college, and they're saying he's looked good as a pass catcher in practices. If he can do those things, he's shifty, he's a bowling ball, he's good in short yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give this guy a legitimate chance to be running back too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you only have these running backs for so long, typically, anyways. So get him in there the rookie season. You got him for 4 years, use them.
Yeah.
Get him carries.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm all about keeping your.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm all about keeping your skill position players like with fuel in the tank as the season goes on. So like if you could split carries between him and Chase, I don't know what the percentage mixed up is there, but like you saw how Chase came on last year. It was like his usage, went up towards the end of the year when he had all that juice. So it's and don't like Ohio State Buckeyes, between Junkins and Travion Henderson, those dudes were like fresh at the end of the year. So the more that we can rotate players in and out and keep them fresh throughout the longevity of the season, I'm all for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just going to say, with this, once again, this is something that the Bengals do. They say, here's Samaje. It's your job. Try not to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that frustrates me.
Yeah.
Somebody, I can't remember if it was Caleb. No, I can't remember who exactly it was, but I think it might have been Caleb from Channel 9 who's there, as a reporter for these practices. And I think he said that Brooks was actually getting a lot of run over P. Ryan in practice. So we shall see. I want to see it, in preseason and things like that. And obviously when the regular season starts, but it's an encouraging sign to me.
But by the way, Caleb, my name is Greg, not Craig, by the way. I hate that guy, Craig. For those of you who don't know, you heard me talking to some dude in the background. Caleb noted, and they could hear me. And I commented on that. Caleb was like, "We're glad we got that figured out, Greg." So, be careful what you say at training camp at times. That's all I'm going to say because they can hear you in the background.
Should we say that Taj Brooks is definitely a guy that you want to look for in fantasy as would you draft him over Samaje Perine, I guess I should say, to be your handcuff?
Man, you're talking deep leagues here, aren't you? Like you're talking 12 team.
I'm talking dynasty, baby.
Darn it. Yeah. Keeper league, Yeah. Stash them away.
Which, speaking of, we've got to get our draft figured out, boys.
I know. I've asked, but no one will answer me. I'm like, we got to do our draft, and we don't have to do a live show to do it, but it's just we need to figure it out.
Yeah. Who's the commissioner in our league?
I mean, I would assume you are, Jackie.
Oh, am I? Shit.
I would assume. I guess you're the fucking fantasy football guy.
I probably am, ain't I? I probably need to get that figured out.
Who's the commissioner in our league? Says the guy who runs the fantasy football for the whole thing.
Listen, I've had a lot on my plate. Actually, speaking of which, don't ever eat Chinese food and then go take a nap. That almost turned out really bad today. I almost did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I woke up, my alarm woke me up, thankfully, and I bounced straight up, and it was like the momentum and the force of lifting my body up. I had to take off running.
Never trust a fart, never take a nap after Chinese food.
Yeah,
no.
Good life advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was at a Chinese buffet and I was ready to crash after. Oh my God, dude. It was horrible.
It does. It makes you want to sleep, but that's a trap.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I don't taste of Belgium, man. I had a burger with waffles on it and all that and stuff, man. And I was just on my back for the rest of the night, man. Taste of Belgium. Eating breakfast for dinner, that's another thing that can get you to sleep.
I love breakfast for dinner.
Fair food's always kind of interesting because you'll see these like big ass waffles or tenderloins, and I'm like, after I would eat one of those, I just want to go home. I don't want to walk around after that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done. Like, as soon as I'm eating
Yeah.
something from fair food, I'm out. I'm going home after that and laying down. I don't want to walk around and go see a bunch of arts and crafts because I can't even concentrate at that point on anything.
That's when you gotta be thankful for having family members that have 4-H and they've got like a camper, so you can just run to their camper real quick.
Yeah, it's true. Oh man!
All right, boys, we've been at it for about an hour and 15 minutes. So, Gregor, you're probably gonna have to end this one because I'm in as a guest now. But Dustin, thank you for joining us. Tell everyone where they can find you before we end this one, brother.
At Dustin Croft on Twitter, X. Feel free to add me there, shoot me a message. I'm always excited to talk Bengals ball. Like you said, we're about a week out for the first preseason game.
10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Yeah, 10 days. So just man, we're streaming along. It's been fun so far. Camp's been kind of quiet in a way outside of the Shemar thing. I mean, we got the Trey stuff, but it's just nice to see the boys back at work. So thanks for having me on today, boys. I love it.
Oh,
No
thanks
problem,
for
buddy.
joining, brother. Love
Thank
having you on.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, Gregor, in this one, we will be back. Well, I'll be back Wednesday with the show with Newt, and Friday we'll be back at 3:30 normal time on Bengals and Brews with a normal show.
Real quick before we get off here, I just want to say thank you to everybody that is a part of the charity league. We got 3 leagues this year, and I just wanted to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone that joined us this year.
Who day?
Absolutely. Who dat?